नहीं खाई ठोकरें जो मंजिल के सफर में, नहीं खाई ठोकरें जो मंजिल के सफर में, तो मंजिल की अहमियत क्या जानोगे। गर ना मिले गलत से जो मंजिल के सफर में, गर ना मिले गलत से जो मंजिल के सफर में, तो सही को कैसे पहचानोगे। Hello and good morning. Welcome friends back to your channel Money Mindset Mastery with Vkas Joshi. This is our 10th session. In the process, we started with setting of goals, setting of the path that is to be reached to achieve our goals. We have also stated the requirements. First is evaluation on intermittent basis, on regular basis, so as to gauge whether we are on the right path or whether we are moving away. Are we mixing up the activity with accomplishments? Are we celebrating our small milestones achievements, which is a necessity to keep you on the track, to keep you on the track of reaching your goals. In the process, self awareness becomes the first part. It is the foundation of personal growth, friends. Self awareness is the foundation of personal growth. Once you know your strength, weaknesses, values, and beliefs, it is very easy to trade the path. In the process, you should not be tempted on to dilute your values and beliefs. You should work on your strength. You should work on how to come up or come over the weaknesses. That becomes the part of evaluation as you encounter many of the problems towards the goals. Now, during this process, one of the part in self-awareness is emotional awareness. Know your emotions. You should know your emotions. You should be able to control the emotions and channelize the emotion so as to navigate your life, navigate towards the decided goals. That is what we are evaluating of. So when does this happen? Whenever you see that the deadline is approaching, the stress take over. A common example, when you are as you see that the goal is approaching or you are in the process, now the stress take over. That is called emotionalness. Now you have to control that. When you are aware what causes stress, you have to address that immediately. So that is what is required. That is the decision is required to be taken at that point. What is to be attended to? The emotional awareness keeps you a brief of the issues that you might face. That is, in this case, whenever you see that the goals are being nearer or the deadline is getting nearer, the stress take over your actions, thus slowing down your speed. Friends, we have to be on the track. We have to keep maintain the speed because the target is set, the time limit is set. We have to overcome, we have to navigate the weaknesses of life. We have to navigate the problems of life. The strength and weaknesses you should know about yourself. Till now, you might not be aware that this is your strength and this is your weakness. You are working on the spur of the moment. You are reacting to the moment. Now this process will be helpful to evaluate yourself on that basis. Whether you are reacting, whether you are understanding where you are and what triggers your weaknesses. How can you overcome them? Should be your lookout. You should have that feeling that I have got to be successful. Hence, I have to overcome the weaknesses. If you succumb to the weaknesses, then it is but natural that you are going to succumb on your beliefs and values. So the strengths will help you to become more stronger, to maintain the strengths, to maintain the beliefs, to maintain the values. In the process, to maintain the speed, to maintain the focus on your goals. Now, these processes of emotional awareness and knowing your strength and weaknesses. This will become the first part of self-awareness. Once you know what is triggering your weaknesses, once you know what triggers stress in you, now you're aware what you have to take care of. Otherwise, you are acting on the spur of the moment. You are acting on somebody else's advice. Maybe that was the easy part. Somebody solving your problems. That was the easy part. But is the goal same of that particular person who is advising you? No, the goals are different. You have decided the goals. Now the path that you are treading, you have to trade it along, but you have to take along the people with you, the people who care for you. So you have to be aware of the strength and weaknesses and how to address them. Once you are aware, you will be aware of how to tackle them, how to navigate them. In the process, the communication style becomes the crux. The communication, that is, speak with the impact and connect with the people. It is a necessity, friends. Leaders speak last. Please remember, the leaders speak last. So, first of all, understand before you communicate with anyone. If there is a communication going on, please be a silent listener first, a passive listener, a silent listener. You are listening, not hearing, friends. There is a big difference between listening and hearing. Listening means you are having a focused approach with that particular person, with that particular issue. You are involved in that communication. That is what is required. And that is what I say, that communication is style. Once the person understands that you are listening to him, he will be involved in it. So also you will be involved. Now, since you are aware of strength and weaknesses and you are listening to it, you will evaluate yourself on that grounds. So as you don't move away from the path of reaching the goals. So communication becomes the base, or hearing becomes the base, I should say. Oh, not hearing, listening. Now, what is the difference between, I purposely said hearing. Why? Because there is a basic difference in listening and hearing, friends. Listening is you are having a focused approach. Hearing means it's okay. There are many sounds which are not important to me. I'm making use of both the ears in a common parlance. I'm making both the ears, input from one ear, outgoing from other ear. It is not at all being analyzed. Why it is not being analyzed? Because I'm not listening. I'm hearing. It's just one of the sounds of many sounds which I am used to. But whether they are necessary, I have not analyzed because I'm not listening. Then, if you're not listening, if you're merely hearing, is it necessary? Is it a part of your path towards the goal? Are you wasting your time? That is what I said. Are you mixing the activity with accomplishment? This was the activity. You are taking your own time or you're taking somebody's sweet time just to hear something which is in irrelevance to your context. So here we require decision making skills. Friends, decision making, decide. Decide empowers you towards success. Once you take a decision about something, means you have listened to something or you have analyzed something to take a decision on. So what you do is reflect on the past. That is, you, in the past when you were trading towards your goals, or when you didn't have in your goals, or when you were mixing up the activity with accomplishment, or when you were mixing up financial accumulation to financial stability, just reflect on the days and you will see that the decisions you were taking were not at all focused towards any goal because there was no goal at all. You're wandering. Now that we have set a goals, we are evaluating the process. In the process, we have learned that you should communicate, but Be the last to talk on. First of all, understand. In the process, self awareness, your strength and weaknesses, your focused approach. Now you can take a decision because you have got to focus on, a goal to focus on, that path to trade on. Now you can take a decision whether you have to hear about or whether you have to listen about. In the process, the values and beliefs that we had stated, that we cannot compromise on our values and belief. No, the temptations may come, but I have to stand firm on my values and belief because those are the base. And the consistency with which I maintain my tempo, I maintain my tempo towards reaching of goals will help me to keep my beliefs and values intact because I'm not tempted. So you should not be tempted to dilute your beliefs and values. You should listen. You should not hear. You should not mix the activity with accomplishments. This can be done if you have a proper time management. Time here is the greatest resource. So you have to manage wisely. As I had said, it is the same 24 hours everybody has. Earlier also you had the 24 hours, but now those 24 hours are being towards your goal. The time has been set. The years are set. The evaluating process we are understanding. In the process, you have to reorganize your schedule, reorganize your timetable, reorganize or reallocate your focus time to important tasks, reorganize the time before addressing any critical issues. Friends, once you understand, you can deliver. If you don't understand, that is what you were doing when you didn't have the goals, went into other path to try on. What are we doing now? We are now evaluating whether the set goals are there, whether we are on the right path, whether we are reaching our goals in the set times. Do we require to do any other thing to improve on? That is what we are evaluating on. In the process, when I said you have to take along your family members, you can just elude them. It's my goal I'm reaching. That's what I said. You will be alone at the top. So you have to improve on your interpersonal relationships, nurture connections to build bonds. The bonding should be so strong that you are leading the people. The bonds can be created, the relationship can be built on. The basics are self awareness, understanding, empathy, keeping the values and beliefs intact, recognizing that critical connect critical connect with the team members, which we have to take along. Any comment which is critical to your team members or team members having a critical comment should prompt you, should help you to understand, to have a thoughtful approach in the future. The real life, there are many critical approaches. There are many critical team members. There are many people who act critically or react critically. We have to be thoughtful, friends. We just cannot react to their reactions. We have to understand whether we have to react or not. We have to listen, not mere hear. Then we will understand the terms critical teams and critical reactions. So, friends, self awareness towards our goals, self awareness. towards our belief and values, self awareness towards our time management, self awareness towards our critical reactions to the critical team members will help you to train the path to reach your goals. With this, I sign off here, friends. We meet again in another episode of मनी माइंडसेट मास्टर विद विकास जोशी। और इसीलिए मैंने कहा, नहीं खाई ठोकरें जो मंजिल के सफर में, तो मंजिल की अहमियत क्या जानोगे? अगर ना टकराए गलत से मंजिल के सफर में, तो सही को कैसे पहचानो? बाय फ्रेंड्स, एंजॉय लाइफ, इट्स वन टाइम एक्टिविटी, इट्स ब्यूटीफुल।